Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Crisis169, aka Mark, coming to you with another live stream. I told you guys to make a video. It's a little late, I know, but I had to get some sleep. I was really tired. Went home. I think I got done talking to you guys. I got off work and trimmed and cut the grass. Because what you do when you own your own house, you got to cut the yard. My yard is so bad, needed grass hunting. I couldn't see a small dog in the yard practically. I could, but their grass was getting tall as they were, so I went ahead and just cut the grass anyway. So I slept. I woke up around 8 o'clock this night. So tonight, it is 12:45 Thursday morning. Hope you guys had a great Wednesday. I slept through most of my Wednesday after I cut grass for about 2 hours. Uh, but nah, with the list here, though, there's 26 stores that are closing in March and April, and it's already passed me February, March, and already passed. Stores like for me, I live in Tennessee, so one store here. Actually, two stores. No, actually, three stores, actually. Union City, Paris, Tennessee, and Knoxville, Tennessee. Stores close in March and February 2025. Um, a lot of California stores closed. January, tons of stores closed, and in the area too as well. And they're going through all of this, guys. It's going to be interesting. They're going through all of this stuff. Um, it's going to be one of those things where they're going to be closing tons of stores, guys. And GameStop is doing it because they're trying to buy a Bitcoin, and I think that's the biggest thing what they're doing. And more stores are going to happen probably within the next few more weeks. I'm hearing CNN Business. GameStop is closing a significant number of stores and will invest heavy in Bitcoin. We already talked about that already. In the last couple videos discussing that, discussing ramifications of what they're doing and trying to get into Bitcoin, and maybe hopefully doing stuff like that and trying to figure out um, not really looking at the situation at hand in full circle, trying to figure out how they stay afloat and stay relevant because they're going to go online, guys. GameStop is trying to go online. If you haven't figured it out by now, I don't know what can tell you or know what can help you. Because right now we all know that GameStop is trying to go online and go online. They're going to, and I think that's the biggest thing all the time is that GameStop's trying to go online. They're trying to stay relevant, and relevant means trying to stay in business. Not because they care about their sole associates. Hell, they're closing 26 stores, three of them in Tennessee, a bunch of them in California, a few of them sporadically in North Dakota and in Virginia. They don't really care. Ohio, New York, I mean, Minnesota has one they closing. So, if they cared about that employee, they would keep the stores open. So all they care about is trying to save that money to buy a Bitcoin. So CNN Business said after GameStop closed quarter of locations within the past year, shuttering 1,000 stores across the world, its company said it's not close to done, and struggling companies said stores will invest in cash and cryptocurrency. Closes stores, it will be investing. When the company closes stores, it will be investing the money saved by cryptocurrency. GameStop revealed regular filling in Tuesday that close a significant number of additional locations in coming months throughout the specific set of stores has not been identified for closure. A majority of closures occur in the biggest market in the United States, 590 locations, February 1st, 23 store count is at over 2,325 as of February 1st, more than 300 locations closed in Europe, nearly 50 stores closed in Canada and Australia. Globally, 3,200 stores, GameStops remain, 3,200 around the world. About 6,000, it was about 6,000 a decade ago. So 10 years ago, you had 6,000 stores, technically, or 6,000 more stores back then. And I think we're seeing, guys, the end of GameStop as we know it in the sense of it's just, how do we get here? The question is, um, um, how did GameStop how did GameStop get here? Um, and you really have to. I think you really have to understand what it means. And what it means to me is it's showing me, um, and how did GameStop get here is simple. They didn't change with the times. They're unwilling or unable to change with the times. And I mentioned stores like Toys R Us and Radio Shack and uh, uh, oh god damn, another one. Can't remember what it's called now. Um, it was not Best Buy. It's another one, another store that went from the belly up. Um, but it went out of business because they did not get the hint. That they didn't get the clue that they need to stay relevant. And not Blockbuster Video. Well, Blockbuster went away because of Netflix and streaming kind of killed it off. That's a whole different video. I'll probably do some other time about that one. But you know, I know I can't remember what it was called. It was called Direct something. I don't know what it was. My brain's just fried right now. My brain's just all waking up. I've been tired and working long hours. So sorry, guys. But it just it's just been you know a real rough time for these companies. And even Electronic Express is going through their you know issues, and they're barely hanging on. They closed the store down in Opry Mill. Opry Mill is a big ass mall in Nashville. You got a food court that that rivals most stadiums or most venue food courts in Opry Mills. And if Electronic Express can't go there, then and you can't have a store there and where it makes money. What does it say about other places like other malls too as well, right? So, you know, I can't remember what this name's called. It's called something City. It went out of business. I can't remember what it's called because it did like GameStop. It didn't change the times. And maybe my damn brain wasn't fried right now. So damn tired. I probably remember it. I've just been sleeping crappy, guys, last couple weeks. But it's just you know, it's just been really hard to understand how GameStop could still be afloat, but all these damn problems are going through. You have, like I said, you have Toys R Us. You have the one place I can't remember on the top of my head. Literally in my lips, I can't get it out. Um, Electronic Express is falling down the wayside. Best Buy is losing a lot of the luster, and why is that? Because people's habits have changed. GameStop failed to understand the customer. They treat customers like they're cash cows or just idiots that spend money. They dole out an ATM every time they need to. Um, and that's something that I think is really bad. Where if you don't change with the time, if you don't grow with the community, if you don't grow with the consumer wants, like GameStop did not, Toys R Us did not. Walmart was cheaper than Toys R Us. Exact same toy. Your kid wanted that same damn toy. You go to Walmart and get it. Why? It's cheaper. You know, if you wanted a gaming rig, you went to a different place. You didn't go to Electronic Express, expensive. You went to a Best Buy. You can go to Walmart, but they don't have much there. GameStop's the place that sells games, and they didn't bother to try to even attempt to care. GameStop never cared about the customer. They wanted that money. That's all they cared about, that damn money. They didn't care about the customers because to them, the customers were just cash cows that dole out money anytime, a moment's notice. And that's why when you go to a GameStop, you're constantly harassed. Power work card, power work card, power work card, power work card, $5, $5, $5. It's just you're like you're being harassed by somebody. Like leave me alone. Like you want to shop, not be bothered by people. But those managers being told by the corporate gurus above them, you have to harass your people, to harass your customers to buy stuff. And I'm like, it never worked. I met somebody one time, I went to Home Depot one time. The person walked around, following me around, like, I told the person, "You leave me the f alone," out loud for everybody. Oh, so you need help? You asked me 5 times already. So leave me the hell alone. I walked away. Well, I left, went to Lowe's to buy something. 'Cause I don't want to be followed around the building. I'm not a toddler. Okay, I'm not a 5-year-old. I'm an adult. I'm a shopper. I know what I want. If I'm going to buy something, I'll come find you. I know you don't come follow me around, like I'm like a lost puppy. It just doesn't work with me. And I never did that while I worked in retail because I understood the customer space. And I only approached them when they gave me a look or gave me like this kind of thing, like they needed help. Then I got approach them. I don't go, "Need help?" Don't do that because one, it's weird, and two, it's like, really. So that's one reason. But GameStop is biggest thing is unwillingness to change with times, and I think it really needs to be addressed that GameStop, wasn't a bad concept. Place that sold games, used games. You go in there and buy games for $5 cheaper. You get the same game. Well, you get full game. Play full price for the game. You get a lot more. And that's the biggest thing. I think people now are looking at things like Nintendo Switch 2 and this nonsense with them, and with the Xbox and PlayStation. $70 games nowadays is killing. Is killing GameStop because you buy a gaming rig like I had, built my brother-in-law and sister. I'm buying games. They come out brand new, $60, $70. I wait about 5 months, boom, a sale. You guys, console guys, have to wait five to almost a year for a sale, if you're lucky. If you're Nintendo, you're never waiting for a sale because no sale for you. Uh, but that's just how it is, and it's something that I think GameStop never understood the online entity. The online thing behind it was always going to be Steam. Now I know it's Steam, but also you also have Epic Game Store and EA and the other crap with it goes with it, and everybody else is making their own stuff and running around doing stuff like that, and that's cool and all, and that's sweet. But also you have to understand too as well that uh, with it also happens to be that with Steam, with the Xbox get Ultimate, with the PlayStation Plus and whatever the hell that stuff does, 'cause I haven't had PlayStation in like 5 years. All this stuff goes into consideration why GameStop's having trouble. Why am I gonna go to the store and go buy $70 for Halo Infinite, where I can go home at Xbox Infinite, click, download. I don't own it, but I don't own it anyway. Technically, we don't own even physical games anymore either, because all they gotta do is say thou shalt not have it, and the online goes away. Oh yeah, you can play Halo Infinite all you want, campaign mode, but you can't play online. And most of the games like Battlefield and Helldivers 2, a lot of games coming out now, they're going to be online only. Even on Xbox's Game Pass Ultimate, once servers go offline, that disc, that key card, that unlockable thing just becomes another coaster you can use for your sodas or beer or whatever you will drink. Because that's all it's going to be worth. And that's why I think Y2 games will suffer too as well. Because, a lot of games going online only now, you don't want to have a disc spinning in your tray, just reading off the key code or the key card to unlock the game. You want to download it and leave that free for actual games you want to play. They actually have games like Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man or Gears of War 5, things like that, or even Gears of War 6. If it drops whenever it drops. So that right there is another thing too as well. think people are are really happy buying downloadable games or downloading games now because we are in an age now where downloading games is a lot easier than get in the car, honk honk, car accident, wait 45 minutes for them to peel the person out of the car. Everybody's playing around, running around, taking selfies, traffic all over the place. I can go boom, download game. I can go have a beer. I can go mow the grass. Whatever I gotta do, check the mail, come back, game's still downloading or done, depending on your internet speed, whatever you have. So it's all about convenience, folks. GameStop is probably the only entity I know of that became inept and useless because of convenience. We have allowed ourselves to be convenienced by a SSDs or hard drive, whatever you use, to be our reasons for having games. And I think that's the biggest thing of all time is to understand that. To understand what we are looking at is insanity. It's glorified insanity that we're okay with downloading games and and keeping our SSDs or whatever you like I said have full of games that we may never even play. Other games in the theme I haven't touched yet. There's Batman Arkham Knight. I got for $3. Steam sale. There's a Borderlands 4 I played on the console as well as 5. Played both on the console. I haven't touched 4 yet. Why? Because I'm a particular gamer. I like certain games I play with. I'll play different games as I feel. I beat Resident Evil 2, better Resident Evil 3. I beat Cyberpunk, great game. Um, I beat all this stuff, but there's games I still haven't played on my Steam library. I can click and play any game I want to without having to worry about popping the disc, put it in, and that sounds laziness. I'm not lazy. But how that disc drive breaks. Call 1-800 whoever and get it fixed. And it takes weeks to get it back. And you get it back and you start cycle all over again. So I think people are going to digital because disc drives are breaking a lot more easier now. I had a friend of mine who bought an Xbox X Series, and he had it for 6 months. Disk drive started acting up. Come to find out, it was a glitch he had inside. So he started to digital buy his games. Doesn't use disk drive anymore. Kind of purpose of buying an Xbox X Series, but whatever. Um, like I said though, it's your money. You do what you want with it. But so GameStop to me is the most irrelevant thing outside of a thimble right now because they don't have a purpose. Their purpose is to sell what trinkets and tinker toys and books backpack. You can buy that crap at Walmart, but you can go to a Walgreens and buy a backpack now. Granted, it's expensive for whatever reason, but you can buy most if you want to buy it at Walgreens too as well. So buying games, obviously Walgreens don't sell games. Walmart does. Best Buy do for right now. But GameStop, you would think GameStop will be crazy about this. And word on the street is friends of mine who work at GameStop, but three of them work at GameStop still. Now, out of the seven that still work there, the rest of them quit, got better jobs. Three of them still there, telling me that they're store managers, by the way, that they're not really confident about the Switch 2 and what it brings to the table. They're not confident about the Switch 2 and what it brings. They're not confident at all, and they don't know what to think of it because they don't think it's going to do. It's going to be like an Xbox One, which is going to sit on shelves and rot. But then again, they don't know. It could be the greatest thing that Nintendo ever did. Who knows? But they're not really happy about this because GameStop is trying to get all these switches to sell. They don't care. GameStop's already got water, guys. They're already no, they're already underwater. So to them, they have to have you know 10 Switch 2s, who knows? Now I'll do another video on Nintendo Switch here in probably the next couple of weeks. I'm doing more research and stuff, trying to figure out what's really going on with the prices and stuff. Though, is it really going to be $80 or it's just some BS somebody's shoveling? Because the game prices too, guys. The game price is going up from $60 to $70 for, like I said, for console gamers. No, this is no make or break. For me, PC gaming, no, I give it 4 months. Oh, okay, it's on sale. Click. I'm buying the game that you spent your hard-earned money on $70 to buy. I don't have to worry about that. Oh, $70? Nah. I'll wait a couple weeks. Oh, still $70? I'll wait until summer. Oh, okay, so I'll wait until Black Friday sale. Hey, and boom, on sale. I go click. It's one thing about it, guys, having a gaming rig over a console. The console people are being held hostage by companies like GameStop. You have to buy these games at $70. Well, you have Game Pass Ultimate. Yeah, you might get it at a discount. We'll have Microsoft said, you know what? We're not going to do that a day one anymore for only certain games. New game comes out, not part of the Game Pass. You got to spend 70 bones, or wait maybe a year or two. And by that point in time, the game's already been played through, talked about, and the game's done. And you're late to the party, as they say, as kids would say. So it's kind of hard, guys. So we go, hey, I'll go play the game here. And like, no, you're gonna spend $70. If you're a parent, you're gonna spend $70 on that game for that kid. That's just the way it is. And game companies know this. See, when I was time, game cost $50 back in the day. On the I know on the NES, it cost a lot of money too, as well as the Dreamcast, and they did. But see, we allowed them as consumers to raise prices on games, and we allowed GameStop to help. Because when GameStop was selling their used game, dance they're doing, and getting 100% of all that proceed money, developers were getting big fat zero. So how to counteract that? You raise up prices. That's what they did. So now GameStop is like being pushed to the side by their own greed and stupidity. So and yeah, Steam's like I think Steam gets like 40 or 50% or whatever it is, or the money. They're not hurting for cash at Steam, folks. They're not strapped for cash at that company. They're not selling water coolers and laying off a bunch of people. They probably are anyway, but that's what they do. What companies do when they're dicks anyway. But but that's not being facetious. It's being really real though with you. That if GameStop is really in this trouble, why are they going to buy Bitcoin, something that fell through in 2023? Do they really believe it's going to magically grow again? Yes. So there's some market saying that it's growing back up again. I've been reading the markets. A friend of mine who invests heavy in crypto, he made a lot of money, lost a lot of money first, but made a lot of money back. His job is buying and selling crypto. He went to school and got an investor type of license, what you want to call it, or certification, whatever. And he licensed to sell crypto. And it sounds kind of silly, but crypto is almost like stock market, exact same. And going back here though to CNN, some comments. Yeah, they're done. May has shut down all investment for the Bitcoin. Uh, will GameStop shut every store down? Yeah, they go out of business. Yeah, they'll have to. Maybe short shuts down. But will company come in like I think was what company came in and bought out? I can't remember the company called. I got an email saying that one company was saved from Chapter 11. Somebody came in and bought them out last minute. I can't remember what it's called. I'll probably make a follow-up video when I do find out. But a company came in and bought this company, again, what it's called, from going out forever. I think it was Joanne. I think it is. I think Joanne or whatever it's called. I don't know, something. Um, and it's probably going to go online too. It's like Bed Bath & Beyond's online too now as well. So GameStop trying to go online It's not a bad thing. The problem is they ain't gonna help them because they don't have anything other than games to sell. Yeah, you can get Pog and Funko crap, but Walmart sells them too. So you can go to Walmart and get it. So sometimes certain things are better to be sold in stores. Funko games, yeah. Funko Land stuff and trinkets and Pogs, yeah. Store. Buy online, no. It takes forever to get there. You can a game, you can download in a few hours. You want to wait 5 days for a Funko item to show up? No, unless you live very far away from a store, and the snail mail is a lot faster than driving to the store. If you're walking, walking to the store, it'd be faster, obviously, to order online. But I doubt two people on my no, on my channel are walking to stores hundreds of miles away. If you are, then I don't know what to tell you. You shouldn't buy YouTube Premium. You should go try to get a bike or so or something. But anyway, though, yeah, I digress. But it's just how my brain thinks right here. It's really interesting to really think about it. How can GameStop screw this up? And I think that they just fall to me, birdie, to whistling in their ear, telling them to do this, that, and the other, and they did not know or did not care about the fact, the long term effect. All they thought was, okay, cool, we're going to do this, this, and this is it. And they thought, okay, we'll go get cell phones, then we'll get the iPods, then we'll get to this, we'll get that. And before you know it, they're facing Chapter 11 bankruptcy like a couple times already, pulled themselves out of it, then went back and like, you guys are going, it's just like, okay. And I think, and Reggie from Nintendo was going to run games out for a while, but he left because the board of directors, fiasco. And, he could have turned it around maybe, um, or made it a little bit better maybe. But like I say, guys, it's a real cluster mess of situation with this. And you really have to be understandable to be, part of that situation and to really think, okay, so what the hell are they doing now with this? So why are they doing this now? Why are they out here, trying to buy Bitcoin? They're trying to stay alive. And I think, guys, in closing here, if you work at GameStop or if you've been in these stores or any other store, Walmart, for Electronic Express, um, yeah, the name was the company was called Circuit City. I just now think of it. They went out of business because they didn't in GameStop. They didn't change the times. Um, and if you think of these companies that have gone away and going away, like Joanne's going away, uh, the Bevian, all online. A lot of these stores are closing stores. They're going online. They're following the Amazon portfolio. They may have distribution centers. Like my company, I work for Lowe's. I've been there 20 years now. Now I work at the FC1. It's a fulfillment center for customers. It's a fulfillment center where we take orders from customers and we place them and put them in. We ship them out to customers. A lot of places are going that way now. Walmart has one. Kroger has one. Home Depot is going to have one. It's because it's cheaper and faster to build a building that costs $200 million than it is to invest tons of money into a store that is going to lose people because store employees are different. You got to pay them and they wait for them to show up. And at least in supply chain, people are paid more money, and it's a good it's a good living to have because I know my hours, set hours, and people like that. So people go to those kind of jobs. So companies like, you know what? We can open supply chain job, pay decent money, give everybody 3 day, 4 day weeks to work, and see what happens. For me personally, I love it. Yeah, I work nights. I'm up all night long and sleep all day. But that's just that's the price of making good money. No, I bought my house working at Lowe's, so I can't complain. For me personally, but that's what happens when companies change. GameStop has not changed yet, and they won't. They should have changed 10 years ago to online into maybe a distribution type of area where they can ship it to the customer houses faster. They have them, but they don't utilize them. So, well, guys, this is my video. I appreciate you guys watching my video. Thank you for watching my video. I appreciate you watching it. If you're brand new to my channel, you can go down below there and like, subscribe, ring that bell. I got plenty of videos to watch. So you can watch a rambling fat guy ramble. If you have YouTube Premium, you can put my rambling stuff in the background and take a nap or whatever you're doing. Listen to me ramble about whatever I ramble about because I usually forget sometimes after I'm done. I watch my videos like, oh man, I remember talking about that. Just happening when you hit 40 years old, you forget shit. So that's just how it goes. When you hit 40, I'm 44, so you hit 40, you aren't going downhill memory wise. But yeah, guys, I'll see you guys later. Peace out, be blessed, and see you guys next time.